Okay, so on irrational functions here, what we need to do is we need to learn how to find vertical and horizontal asymptotes as well as the whole in functions. So let's start out with the function y is equal to 1 over x. And the way, let's first graph this and say, and it looks like this. And first of all, what is an asymptote? Well, an asymptote is a place where no y value is as far as an x value. So at x is equal to 0, which is right here, this is an asymptote because y is not equal to 0. A horizontal asymptote is a place where x that y will never be equal to 0. So the horizontal asymptote is at y is equal to 0. A hole is a place on the graph where the graph is undefined. So yeah, so in this situation, the way you find the horizontal and vertical asymptotes, first of all, and there's no holes in this in 1 over x, so that's not an issue, is you find the highest degree of a function. So let's expand this at 1 over x a little bit. So 1 over x is equal to 0x plus 1, and x is equal to x plus 0. Okay, so the way you find the horizontal asymptotes to begin with is you take the highest degree of the function and you divide them. So in this case, it would be 0x divided by 1x. Now that's equal to 0, so the horizontal asymptote is equal to y is equal to 0. The vertical asymptote, on the other hand, can be found by just looking at the numerator and finding the denominator, and finding all the factored out parts and using them that are using those that have not been canceled out. So in this case, x plus 0 has not been canceled out, so that'll be your only vertical asymptote. And it'll be equal to x equal to 0, and there are no holes in this. All right, let's take another example here. Let's do x squared minus 2x minus 15 over 2x squared plus x minus 15. Okay, so to find the horizontal asymptote, we need to take the coefficient of the highest x degree, so that'll be the coefficient of x squared. So 1 x squared over 2x squared is equal to 1/2. So y is equal to 1/2. For vertical, we need to factor this out. So this is going to be equal to x plus 3 times x minus 5 over 2x minus 5 times x plus 3. Okay, so to find the vertical, first of all, we need to cancel out any of the ones that cross out, or that cancel out from the numerator and the denominator. So that'll be x plus 3 in both of them. So don't erase them. They will be important just a little bit later. But let's take 2x minus 5 here and equal it out to 0. Solve for x. So that would be 2x is equal to 5, and x is equal to 5 over 2. And that's your horizontal, or that's your vertical asymptote in this one. So x is equal to 5 over 2. To find a hole, you need to use the ones that you crossed out, that you canceled out, and equal those to 0. Of course, it'll be equal to negative 3. X is equal to 3. So at x, now what happens here is that it's not an asymptote, it just is a location where the equation is undefined. Let me show you how. Let's take these and plug in negative 3 for x. So negative 3 plus 3 times negative 3 minus 5 over 2 times negative 3 plus, minus 5 times negative 3 plus 3. Now, it doesn't even, you don't, the first thing that you notice is that these are going to cancel out and equal to 0. And that's an issue because for the equation, and that's what creates the hole, since 0 times this is always going to be equal to 0. Any denominator with that is equal to 0 is going to be undefined and not real. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, if you need to understand this, or if you still don't understand this, just watch this video over again. If you do, just go on and do the worksheet.